I'm Laura Thompson, your favorite plant guru. And today I want to do just a little mini houseplant tour. Not my whole house, but I just want to show you the central focus of my home, which I have decided a while back that I was going to replace what this area of my home was, which had been sort of like a library, okay? So this area of my home had books on it at one time. If I do find some footage, I will fit it in, but probably not because I don't even want you to see it because it's so much more beautiful now. So this was a library. It had just books and photo albums, and it was all like, you know, orderly and organized. But now, I decided to redo it a while back, and I only have houseplants in my home as decorations for decor. I don't want any bulk. I don't want any heavy energy. I've lightened my life, and with that lightness has come in just life as decor. So because this is the center of my home, I had to use plants that require kind of low maintenance that won't die. As you can see, I'm up on a ladder. So to maintain these plants takes a moderate amount of work for someone. I work kind of 7 days a week. I'm a psychotherapist. I'm very busy. I have 4 children. I have 2 dogs. I have a busy lifestyle. So I don't hire a gardener. I do this myself. I love to take care of them. So it's not like work to me. It's living. So I enjoy it very much. So the plants that I chose, that would be A, low maintenance, B, not too much sunlight. And there's a lot of natural light in this room because it has big windows. And I also have very bright, I'm going to show you right here, this chandelier. So I'm going to turn it on. You see that big chandelier? So that gives off an awful lot of light, which bounces off what's right over here, this huge mirror. That huge mirror, also this chandelier, which creates a lot of artificial light, okay? So given those lighting situation, I can create some artificial light, but it does have a lot of natural light and bright windows. So it's not too much light, it is fake, but the plants that I chose in order to maintain this look are these. I'll shut up now and get right to the plants. Number 1, your undying, never let you down, golden pothos, okay? It's starting to get longer. It will grow down this wall, very pretty. Doesn't need a lot of attention, and it never lets you down. You can't go wrong. Back here is what's called the Chinese evergreen, okay? Oh, look, I'm getting a new growth right there. These guys are so low maintenance. They don't need a lot of light. They don't need a lot of water. They're just like the pothos, only they're massive. So they have a very dramatic and elegant beauty to them because they're silver. Look at that foliage, okay? Look at that silver foliage. It's so pretty. So they're dramatic. Royal even. Now, of course, to hang down the wall is my favorite. I have very high ceilings, so I need that kind of drama, right? Since I don't have no decorations, everything's white. Now for the front to hang down the wall, I chose my favorite plant in the world, and that's the rosary vine, also known as the chain of hearts. So these do take a little bit more care. They need a little bit more light. They're a little bit more delicate. You have to be a little bit more careful with them. But as you can see in the top here, they're a little bit bald, okay? But I don't care because they're like 10 feet up in the air, so it's not that important how they look in there. But if you see, they're hanging down at least 6 feet, so they put a very elegant touch to my kind of hallway center of my home right here. This is the donkey tail. It's a succulent, which I'm not big on, but he is so cute. I'm hoping I salvage him and bring him back. So I did overwater him a little, but I have a feeling he'll come back to life. They're popular, you can get him anywhere. This guy is another Chinese evergreen, but it's the more colorful variety. So they also need very little care. A couple leaves are dying in there. He actually popped out of his soil from I forgot to water him for a long time and I had to repot him. So I think he's dormant right now. He'll come back. So let me slide my ladder over a little while you just take a look at this big, beautiful, regal snake plant. So that Sansevieria is huge. It's probably a good 3 feet tall. And that's a dramatic plant to put right in the center of that whole look. That guy doesn't even need water till every 3 months. So easy to care for, is dramatic looking. He's probably the centerpiece of the whole thing, isn't he? Because he almost touches the ceiling. Okay, moving along. Right here, this guy is underestimated. You don't hear too much talk about him in plant world, but I like it. This is called the cast iron plant. You may see this guy in more outdoor landscapes. It's called cast iron because it is so unkillable that it's like it's made of cast iron. I have 2 of them. For this guy and this guy. To give this whole look even more dramatic flair, I just put it in this very Greek, Roman looking white pot so that it has this, it's still white to go along with my rule that all pots have to be white, but this one is more like dainty. You know, it's very fewer leaves, but it's going up, and this one's in this big dramatic pot. In the front, another chain of hearts. Okay, so in front of the cast iron plants are the Brazil philodendron. The Brazil philodendron is, it has these yellow stripes down the center, so they look like little hearts. And that was just for something different, because, you know, the philodendron is a very low maintenance plant, low light, but they have these little yellow lines in them, and that was just for aesthetic purposes, because they're pretty. So they give a little splash of color. So we've got regular greens, a lot of yellows, some silver, and then a little bit of yellow in the front. And then another golden pothos on the end here. This guy just grew vines so quickly when I transplanted it into this pot. So he came in a very tight pot. I transplanted it into this pot with new soil, and he grew. In the summer, he just went crazy and grew like 5 feet. So on the corners of each of this situation that I have going on are pothos. I chose them on purpose because I knew that they were diehards. So then I filled the middles in with things I thought would live forever, and then I put my favorite plants, the rosary vines, in the front and prayed that they would just get long. And when they reach the bottom, I'm going to put a little grow pot filled with soil under them, and I'm going to water them until they each grow on either side, and I'm going to snip them in the middle and make a whole new plant. So I will have more because this is my favorite plant. Now there's only one more plant left to show you. Okay, the last plant that I'm going to show you is my ponytail palm, which is right here. The ponytail palm, it's very easy. You just set it and forget it. Okay, so it's really pretty. It does look like I put my hair in a ponytail. I got him, repotted him. They need very little soil, very little water. It's a desert plant. I strategically placed him on this side because this is the side that gets a lot of natural light from the east, because that's my kitchen, that side. So it gets the sun all morning, and then it gets sun from the south, and it also gets sun at night. When I turn this light on, the chandelier here, even if it hits the mirror, it will still get a lot of light, because I do think that this plant needs a lot of light. So I strategically placed it here because this would be one spot that gets a lot of light. This particular one corner would get hit from all sides. So I love the ponytail palm. It's so cute, and it's dramatic, and it has a bouncy kind of fun feeling to the rest of the plants. So it's definitely not a boring looking plant, and it's low maintenance. It doesn't need any attention. It doesn't need any water. I mean, once a month, maybe every 2 months, it wants to be watered. And even then, it's like, you just look at this ball, its roots are beneath the surface. It looks like a coconut right there, right? And it's just fun. Okay, so that is my houseplant tour. Just not my whole house, just the very center piece of my home. And those are the plants I put there, and that's why I chose those plants. Those are the things that I think are the easiest, the most low maintenance, that still make a big splash and are very beautiful and easy and fun. So I think they look really pretty when you come into my home, and they're still quite simple, and they give me just enough activity to keep me busy, and they're satisfying, and they grow enough that they're still fun to watch. Thank you.